Pick tape. Yes, we must choose only the snazziest of tape to wrap up our Christmas presents or something. Whoa, hang on a minute. Why under the sun have we gone out of full screen? Let's change that. Thank you. Why are you interested in my microphone? Why are you interested in my microphone? Blood and gore. Yes, I wish this to be on, please. Interesting. So good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a game called The Classrooms, in which you can see my microphone bouncing up and down. Interesting. Perhaps that means I'm going to have to shut up occasionally, which possibly means this is going to be the loveliest recording you've ever heard. Click and drag to scroll. I'm totally sorry, what are you talking about? Tutorial. Experience the story intro and learn the basics. Yes, please, I wish to insert this one into the machine. I wish to take my thing and put it inside of the receptacle and, as such, achieve something with my life. Or perhaps not. We will only have to wait and see. So yes, I don't know very much about this game, apart from that it is supposed to have a found footage type aesthetic to it, as betrayed by the VHSs, and of course it is also procedurally generated, which means every time you play it, it's different and unique, which I rather like. For no other reason than it means that this video, by definition, will be slightly different than anybody else's. I mean, it will be different because nobody else could possibly plumb the depths of stupidity as much as I do. The following classified footage is designated ARC 2105. Indeed, missing person, last seen in 1996, in a Canadian middle school. And some more people. Perhaps they went missing because of how out of phase their faces are, and they were ostracized from society. We don't know. So this footage is from Robert's camera. It is, though goodness knows we can't hear it tremendously well. May I... Why is one of my legs dressed in skinny jeans and the other one is dressed in sausage roll jeans? I don't know. It checked. That's funny. Can I put the sound up, because the audio for the dialogue is immensely quiet. Right. Right mouse button to zoom camera. Indeed. Look. There's a window. Why is it so quiet? Goodness. Oh, and I can only... Not with Q. I can't do it that way, but I can do this in order to sort of stick my face into my shoulder for reasons that nobody quite understands. But hey-ho. Right then, may I have these things, please? Yes, with the batteries and the so forth. Right, we have where is the key? I see it not. Oh, it's over there. That's interesting. Goodness, that's not where mine is kept, but never mind. Walk to back of van. I mean, presumably wires can take me to other places, you know, such as to a coffee shop, but we will see. Right, I do apologise if the voices are going to be so very quiet, but I have a funny feeling they're going to be tremendously vital to all of this. Right, let's use the key. Unlock. Hold left mouse button and move mouse to open back door. Oh, we're doing it like this, are we? Oh, goodness, I'm not a massive fan of this. Take the codex. I didn't catch that because I was too busy yammering on. I sincerely apologise. Mystery deepens on missing children. School closed early for summer. Student missing during school hours. Well, that's not a mystery as much as there's just truancy, but never mind. Open inventory and read codex. Alright, what can we read? Right, I think this is just sort of a place where I keep, like a journal as it were, I just keep, I keep evidence of the mischievous crimes that have occurred.
Hope nobody hears this.
Sorry, I'm just looking at his hand. Why is it so long? Why does he have a hand that's the same length as his thigh? Goodness, that's scary. Right then, pick up and hold brick. Oh, this is going to be tremendous fun. Press right mouse button to throw brick at door glass. Well, that was subtle, and me leaving the lights on was also subtle. Right, oh goodness, I've bashed myself in the face with all the broken glass. I'm not convinced that's how doors work. I'm pretty sure that,
Gotta find the breaker room.
No, well, the voice is a little louder now, so that's lovely. Do I have my light on? Yes, I do. It's a strange game. Strange game, but sort of cute and interesting, I suppose. Right, ow, my face. I keep doing that. Alright, is this prompt about the breaker room going to go away or not? Hazardous voltage inside. Keep out, or you will be smited by lightning from an angry divine. Goodness, we need some WD-40 on those hinges. Right, may I turn the light on? It didn't seem to do anything, probably because the power's out, but never mind. Oh, there's various things there. Please tell me I can pick up random things and throw them. Yes, I can. This makes me a happy man. Right, turn this on. Attention! It's probably something that should be paid in a school, otherwise you won't learn anything. Oh, generating level. Goodness, so this is the point at which it becomes randomized. One assumes. It's taking a heck of a time to do this, isn't it? Must be thinking out its design very carefully. There's one of the disadvantages of randomly generated games, of course. You can't have lamps that stay on the floor after you chuck them on the floor. That's better. When I chuck a lamp on the floor, I intend it to be permanent. What is this big button here? Does this do something amazing? I don't know. It's not red, so I presume the answer to that question is no. Right then, let us carry on with our life and our mischief and whatever it is that we're doing down here. Can I go under the stairs? Yes, I can. Is there anything under the stairs? No. This makes me tremendously sad. Never mind. I'm sure I'll live with the disappointment of it. So, these two people, right? These two students.
Wait, where am
I am not in the same place that I was before. Indeed, because it's been randomised, which is why we have these glass walls here, which remind me a little bit of an interrogation room at a police station, but never mind. Let me turn the lights off. Yes, we can, I think. Yes, we did. I just didn't know which light it was and got confused like a dummy, but never mind. Other than that, everything's fine. But yes, apparently, from reading the Steam page, there are random anomalies to be found and examined in each of the classrooms. Some of them is... Today is a great day to grasp the void. Man alive, it sounds like a hiring campaign from the Dark Brotherhood. Can I pick up a chair and chuck it at someone? Well, for once I'm not an indie horror game protagonist who has the throwing ability of a drunk shrimp, so that's lovely. Right, yes. It said that you'll find various anomalies, which sounded a bit SCP, but I presume that's not what this game is going for. And it said some of them will be benign but interesting, and other ones will be dangerous. So I expect I'll have to run away from some at one point or another. Look forward to that. Well, this is an interesting room. Presumably this is where they chuck all of the naughty children in order to lock them away. Presumably I need some sort of screwdriver or other such device. I've also just realised that you can't see the... because it's being hidden by my great big pie hole, there is a little microphone symbol with a little bouncing line in order to represent the audio level that is being... what's this? A glow stick! Oh, in case I run out of flashlight power, one presumes. Also, what exactly did you teach in this room, other than the ability to pass the time without going mad? Because if you were stuck in here for about 8 hours in the day, you probably would need that skill. Strange game.
Yeah. Key.
What does? Oh, this does. Janitorial closet. There's a little fan in there, and a cone, and a bin, and another lamp, and all sorts of other useful things that you need when you're making things clean. Right, I feel as if I've had several of my thoughts interrupted, but never mind. I'll try to get back to at least some of them once we finish reading this. What is this? Anomalous retrieval and containment. Yeah, this is seeming more SCP by the second. Malicious entity. Arc 216 is an aggressive and malevolent entity predominantly found within the Lambda superstructure. It manifests as a humanoid figure concealed beneath a cloak. Although it generally remains unseen, it becomes visible upon encountering human individuals, promptly initiating a relentless pursuit. Its primary objective is to capture and the subsequent brutal murder of its chosen victim. You say that in such a matter-of-fact way. I like it a lot. Anomalous properties. 216 exclusively manifests itself in the presence of substantial electronic currents, notably within environments featuring fluorescent lights or through unknown mischief. Efforts to subdue or neutralize instances of 216 have proven futile, with the sole exception being the removal of all sources of illumination. Interesting, so you're telling me I must turn my lights off. Any sightings of 216 must be promptly reported. In the event of an encounter initiated by 216, it is recommended to deactivate all electronic devices, including unknowns and flashlights, and seek refuge in an area devoid of light. With minimal... What? Oh, yes, sorry, I didn't see that there was another line there. My sincerest apologies, I can't even read. Devoid of artificial light due to inherent nature of the superstructure, locating a space with a minimal effect current may prove challenging, but it is of utmost importance to prioritize finding such an environment. Begs the question why you don't have dedicated dark rooms then, but never mind. Perhaps what I have to do is find a room in which I can turn the lights off in order to keep myself safe. What charming things do we have on here? We have creepy pictures. That's a creepy picture. And I don't just mean his shorts. Goodness, a lot of creepy pictures here. See, this is perfectly normal, right? Then you have things like this, which are far from frickin' normal. Right, think! Yes. It will generally help you in a school, not just for the academia, but also for the navigation of the complicated social interactions that you must deal with on a daily basis. Right. Perhaps I'll be able to get back to my initial thought about why under the sun we're here. I'm wondering whether the man and the woman that we saw at the beginning both disappeared at the same time, or whether perhaps the woman disappeared first, and then the man came looking for her. I don't know. There's nothing here. Is there anything in these drawers? Anything which I can pilfer? The answer to that question seems to be no. There's just a book here which is embedded with a bar of chocolate, which doesn't seem tremendously healthy, but hey-ho. Presumably this person was not a biology teacher. They woke us up super early today. The alarms were blaring loud, but this time it was different. Instead of our usual caretakers yanking us out of bed, there were soldiers with big guns standing quietly by the door. It was scary. The whole day felt like a dream. We scrambled to put on our clothes quickly, and they took us to the gymnasium. But deep down, I knew something bad was waiting for us there. Yes. Exercise. The most horrific thing that all children have to deal with. It's under your skin. Tear it out! Tear it out! Yes, the original and unsuccessful version of Cole Porter's classic. Right then, should we carry on with our lives? Can I open these? No, I cannot. It seems they have little locks on them. Alright, that seems reasonable given they're called lockers, not openers. Goodness, you get kids started in AA young these days, don't you? But no, I was thinking if we find a room like this, we could turn the light off. And then we could probably turn the camera off if I could only remember how under the sun we do that, but, the computer room, where everything was beige. That was not a good era for computers, when everything under the sun had to be beige. It's like doing your calculations on a block of cheese. Right, anything of interest or importance? Seemingly not on that side, and not on that side neither. Alright, well this didn't prove to be a tremendously useful room. I also haven't seen a single anomaly yet, but perhaps we will find more as time goes by. He says, banging his face into a door. Again, this looks like a room with an anomaly in it. Is there a light? Yes, there is. Oh, goodness, yes, this seems rather anomalous, given that you probably shouldn't even have a bedroom in a place like this. May I have this, please? Yes, indeed.
This open the janitor's closet.
Good afternoon. Would you care to stop whatever it is that you're doing, you mischievous miscreant? I'm going to presume that we've got a sort of weeping angel thing going on with you, because you always seem to stop the second I Just shut that, perhaps. Yeah, might just shut that. Leave that shut for the rest of the forever of always. Can she get through the door on her own? I hope not. Can I shut the door after me? That would seem sensible and useful. There we are. I have defeated her by going into a dead end. Oh, marvellous. I seem to have made a minor error. Right, I don't really know why I chose to do that, because it seemed to be a rather stupid and unsensible thing to do, but never mind. I'm sure everything's going to be fine. I keep pressing E on things when I mean to interact, and it just makes me peer. But never mind. Which I do not mean it makes me one of the realm. Shush. Another key. And a battery.
I wonder what this is for.
Probably for opening a door. Seldom have I ever met a key that didn't do that, apart from the ones that start my car, of course. So perhaps I've defeated my own point. I don't know why I'm shutting doors behind me. I just feel like that's necessarily... This wasn't open before, I don't feel. I don't feel like this was open before. Well, there's nothing in it, so it hardly matters, but... Shush. Does it say on the inventory what this is used for? A key to the elevator. Oh, how lovely. Is that over there? I feel like it might be. Right. Going to try and draw her into this room. Why are her feet so plappy? It sounds as if she's running around in a load of luncheon meat. Oh my giddy aunt, that is really rather unpleasant. If you don't mind, I'm just going to shut this door. There we go. And everything's fine. Yep, a door seems to have defeated this demon. Goodness, whoever knew that classic invention could be so handy dandy. The hell was that? The hell was that? Turn the light off! Turn the light off! Turn the light off! Ah. I seem to have slightly died. Excellent. Well, at least that made me shut the hell up for a little while. So that's... Oh, I've still all of my stuff. Oh, interesting. So, the time has been reset. Has the world changed?
Wait, where am I?
Alright, I'm befuddled. I'm bewitched, befuddled and bothered. No, I don't think this was here before. Alright, so it's not the first room that's randomized, it's just the rest of it. Right. Very, 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 very odd level of random. What the bloody hell do I want this for? I have no idea. Perhaps there's a lure, perhaps I can put it somewhere and then, oh, I can pick the bins up. Oh, I can pick the bins up in order to empty the bins when I'm feeling like a good boy, or chuck the bin at somebody in order to cover them with rubbish if I feel like a naughty boy. Good, good, good. Right. Well, that was interesting. That was an interesting little event that we went through, wasn't it? I'm not entirely... Yes, this door wasn't here before either, so it has randomised the world. It just bizarrely hasn't taken my things away. Curious. Oh, good. Another serial killer investigation board. Absolutely lovely. Absolutely irrepressibly delicious. And again with the anonymous meeting. Right. I didn't do tremendously well at defeating that other enemy. I guess I got a little cocky after so successfully defeating the little doll. I also have a funny feeling we've run into a dead end. Because I don't feel as if there's any more rooms here, unless there was... Oh no, there's some doors over here. Let's go. Kitty, let's get the living crap out of me. Right, sorry about that. Had a little bit of a scare. Right, where's the bloody... Oh, there's no bloody light switch here. Despite the fact it's relatively well lit in this room, I seem to have survived. Right, what money do you want to put down? I'm going to stick my head around this corner and then it's going to get ripped off. Good afternoon. Any demons who would like to... Interesting. Right. It would seem that I am very scary because the baddie looked at me, got frightened, and ran away. And then I went the wrong way because I'm a moron. The plan went better, and yet the result was precisely the same. When the result doesn't change, despite you changing the independent variable, we call that a constant, not a variable in the science world. It would appear that he's still there, and that he hasn't buzzed off. Right, I might try wandering off down the other corridor and see if moving away from him might cause him to despawn. Otherwise we're going to get stuck in a little bit of a loop here. There's no light switch here! Get out. For being a relatively simple and predictable and silly mechanic, this is actually really rather unnerving. Right, let's hope that because he's in that other room, he won't be back in this room and we can go through here with reckless abandon. This really is not working. This really isn't working even a little bit. Is there a light switch for this room? I feel like wandering through the dark would at least be better than just standing here forever. Right. Right, we are perhaps making slow progress. Bloody hell, that doll doesn't seem so bad now, does she? Oh, goodness. Right, here we are back in the room with cheese again. What the hell was that? My footsteps changed? Oh, they did. Look, 'cause it's kind of like a carpet thing. That's nice attention to detail, if admittedly a little unnerving. Why is this chair all wonky? Why is this a rebellious chair? This chair's going to grow up to have some sort of punk haircut, if you ask me. Brr. This infernal generation of battery stealers or whatever. Right then. Let us carry on with our life. And back into the Alcohol Anonymous meeting room so that I can feel vaguely safe again. He says I've been tripped over a chair, I think. Ah, dear. I like this game, but it's not letting me get a lot of progress in. Certainly not compared to last time. I feel like it's kicked the difficulty up. As if it thinks I've been through the tutorial and now I deserve to have things hard and fast. Right. I think, perhaps, we are ready to continue with our lives. Perhaps I won't go through that door, because that seems to be the door of doom and death. As opposed to this door, which I'm sure won't in the slightest bit lead me towards annihilation and evisceration and immolation. Anything in the cupboard? Nothing. Not so much as a shelf. Oh, an exit. Is that what I'm looking for? Perhaps yes, perhaps no. Let's go and stick my face in it and see what happens. Oh, bollocks. Well, this isn't quite what I had in mind, you know. Perhaps I need to find a, ow, my face. Perhaps I need to find a wrecking ball in order to knock the wall down. Oh, for crying out loud, everything in this place is going wrong. Dear, oh dear. Dear, what's that? That's an open door. I don't remember opening that door. There's another open door over there. Is this the way that I came from? I don't believe that it is now.
Since key.
There's something fishy going on around here. What? This, apart from the key that I've got, which you didn't take away from me last time, despite the fact that I died. Alright. Nice cauldron for boiling bad children in. Giddy, aren't the bloody assets in this place? There's no escape from the inconsistent font. No, I completely agree with you, my friend. Right. Another piece of paper. What does this say? This is hell, isn't it? We knew we'd be the next ones to be sent it. They handed us these documents telling us what we needed to bring back from this awful place, but we didn't even have a moment to read it. They rushed us in, leaving me stranded with no food or water. All they gave me was this stupid flashlight and a compass. There was only one thing they made sure to tell us. If I wanted to make it out, I needed to etch each of these codes into my memory. And then you proceeded to scratch it out, just to be a massive pain in my bottom. Excellent. Tremendous. So, is that supposed to be giving me a clue that there's some sort of job I'm supposed to be doing, and I'm not just wandering around getting my head chopped off for the bloody fun of it? Interesting. Interesting. What I've also realised is it would be wise for that. Oh, sorry, that's the fountain, isn't it? I thought that's an adorable animation. Most people wouldn't go to that effort. I like that. Yes, it would be wise for me to make a note of where the door, Screw you with a garden rake right in your face. Get me out of here. Yes, indeed. And I'm not even a famous person. Shut up. Shut up. Infernal little goon child. Right then. Yes, it would be wise for me to make notes of where the light switches are, so of course I can remember to switch them off the moment that our best friend in the entire universe arrives. Oh my giddy aunt. Whatever happened to the era where we called the henchmen of mobsters goons? It was such a nice era because we had the excuse of saying the word goon occasionally, which is a fun word to say. But no longer can we do that. Right then, this would appear to be another sort of cafeteria room, except the fact that it doesn't have any food in it. So, this presumably was just a room where you could sit and dream about eating, if you so desired. Who shut the door for me? That was marvellously polite of you, but also a little suspicious, given that there's no automatic door shutters for the sake of fire safety. Right, I'll just continue to wander around and see who else we can meet who's going to chop our block off. What the hell is this? Voice lowl? What are you talking about? No voices whispered, table talk, speak. Oh, voice level! I can't even read. What was that noise we heard? Is that like an old radio or something? Hello? I don't see anybody who's likely to murder me. Here is a mischievous gang symbol, probably. Idiot. I don't know how hip the teachers in this school were, but I'm just going to roll with the assumption that not very is the answer to that question. Oh, apart from that infernal buzzing noise, I feel sorry for the child that had to sit over there. Everything seems to be fine here. I wonder it's coming through this speaker. Yes, perhaps we've got some sort of alien interning as our school principal. That seems perfectly reasonable as an explanation for why under the sun I'm hearing all these creepy noises. And here we have different taps depending on the height of your student. Another exit. Oh, the elevator. Yes, indeed. This is precisely where I wanted to go, I think. The first floor, I suppose. The lowest one, whichever that one is. The one from which I am least likely to break my legs after catapulting myself out of the window. Right then. So it's not just the game that you play is randomly generated, like each individual floor is presumably randomly generated as well. That's interesting. I'm curious to see whether that's the end of the tutorial or whether there is a little bit more for us to do. I presume so, otherwise it wouldn't be generating, well, more for us to do. The library rooms. Could this plinky plonkiness stop, please? My eyebrows are getting tired. Thank you. Not entirely sure who knocked all the xylophones down the stairs, but never mind. I hear a phone ringing. I'm not entirely sure you should have a loud phone in the library. Hello? I'm sorry, could you repeat that? The quality of the line is bad. She's gone. Understandably, because she got sick of listening to me. Return 5 books. Oh, over there, you say? Over there, you say, in order to leave? I see, I must do chores before I am allowed to go home again. Interesting. Interesting. So I need to source up some books, do I? And then wonder why there's so much broken glass on the floor, for goodness sake, because I can make a load of noise if I stand on that. Yes, which is going to be sort of necessary if I want to turn the lights off. Interesting. Interesting. Sorry, the cable from my mouse keeps getting caught on something and it's driving me slightly balmy. Right, I have moved the thing it got caught on and now everything's better. Let's see if we can find any books that we can return. What does this say? When you enter this library, you are the reason we are here. Oh my giddy aunt, I didn't actually think I'd get this bloody close. Oh my giddy aunt, school posters, eh? School posters and brightly coloured whoopee cushions. They're what childhoods are made out of. Oh, there's a book. I'll have this, please. Found Russian dictionary. What, you mean like an English to Russian dictionary, or just a dictionary that defines words in Russian? That would be not tremendously useful for me, given I can't speak Russian. Screwdriver for loosening screws. Could remove a vent cover. Indeed, if only we'd had this on the previous floor. Right, oh, another battery. That's very good of you. Let me just check that there was nothing else on these. I'll probably just turn my light on from time to time in order to see things a little better. Codex entry, yes! I've heard of invisible ink, but invisible paper is a new one. Oh, this one's not by Jacob, this one's by Rosemary. I wish... No, I can't even read. I knew it wasn't safe. I wish I could read, that's what I wish. I'm so sorry. I knew it wasn't safe here. Just like I said before, the documents they gave us explained that much, but everything else is so mysterious. Some papers have these weird instructions telling us stuff like to stay away from dark rooms with vents and to hide in lockers if we hear strange sounds. Then there are other papers that are all scribbled out with black ink. I cannot make sense of it at all, but at least now I understand why they gave me a compass. It is not a regular compass that points north. It is supposed to help us get back to our school, or at least I hope it does. The papers also mention that there are multiple checkpoints set up around the area that they built before the incident happened. Right, I'm going to sit here and pretend like I've got the faintest idea what you're yammering on about. So I can hide in the lockers. I didn't realise I was that slim. I do not know what the bloody hell that is, but I don't want to be within 17 postcodes of it. So you will forgive me if I run the hell away and try to find somewhere I can hide. Which, frankly, seems unlikely. It sounds like a freaking jet engine. A locker? Anywhere? Oh, goodness. Oh, I jumped over it. Tremendous. I got stuck on something. Well, quite. That's what happens if you don't shush in the library, you see. I've been yammering on so long that the librarian came across to bash my head in. Can't much say I blame the poor dear. Right then, shall we do that again? And this time hopefully not get murdered in the face? I finally have the will to write again. I don't know what day it is, maybe the 9th. The clocks here are all messed up, and none of the lights are real, so everything looks strange. I haven't slept in days, and I'm not even tired. And guess what? I don't feel hungry or thirsty since we got here. Maybe you haven't been here for days then. Maybe you've only been here for a couple of hours, and it's just so boring that you haven't realised. Something is really off in this place. It's as if there's always someone watching me. The halls keep changing. They're hiding something, I can tell. This place, it's not like the real world. I don't think we were ever meant to see it. I don't think any of us ever should see it. Found Gabriel Hall. Is that the name of a real book? I don't know. Frankly, it sounds more like the name of a person. But we'll leave that to one side. Can I put the book away? Book returned. Tremendous. This door is locked. Perhaps could have predicted that. That balloon is following me. That balloon is following me. Right then. Oh, interesting. It's going to save the fact that I listened to the phone call. Oh, it's not going to follow me any longer. It got self-conscious because I drew attention to it. Interesting. Do you think one of those balloons got too close to me before and then it popped and then that's what caused that lunatic to come after me? Possibly, yes. What if I just stay really still? If you'd stop smashing my jaw into 15 bazillion tiny pieces, then perhaps I could excuse myself and say I'm dreadfully sorry for whatever it was that I did to offend you, but I don't understand what it was, so it'd be a little difficult for me to not do it again. Again, with the hall, I don't know. Right. I'm clearly doing something wrong. Something bad. Something mischievous. Which, I'm giddy, isn't anything new, but you know. There is another book over here that I would like to get, but I'm slightly worried about popping one of these balloons. Give me the book. Found Social Studies. Now that seems like a vaguely reasonable book you'd find in a school library, but you know. What have we here? Inventory full. Well, fiddlesticks and darn it. I should have bought a bigger briefcase. It's not the first time I've said that. Right, it literally isn't. I said that about 16 times when we were playing Resident Evil 4, but that isn't the point. Alright, what is this next book? Is this the Russian dictionary again? No, this is a Spanish dictionary, because goodness knows we want our children to have some choice when it comes to what languages they learn. Which is why we don't step off the continent. But never mind. Mind you, didn't they say this was a Canadian school, so in fairness, Spanish and Russian speakers would be rather far afield for the our good Canadian friends. Right then, what does this do other than make an infernal din I'm going to have to deal with? That's lovely, but also very likely to be copyrighted, and I can't shut the thing off, which is going to get me in trouble. But, we'll pretend like everything's fine. The maniac of doom has not come to murder me, so that's lovely. Can I get this off, literally with the screwdriver? Yes, it seems that I can. Good. Perhaps this would be a good place to hide from the yellow jumper-wearing crazy person that seems to enjoy murdering me. I hear him, but I don't see him. Interesting. Oh, I can do this from the other side, isn't that lovely? Right, well, I don't see him. I'm going to try hiding in there the next time that I get chased. There's a book here. Physics, yes, the entirety of physics in one book, because that's how the world works or something. I do spy another book along here somewhere, I believe, but I doubt I have the inventory space. Oh, I do. Hang on, what happened to my Spanish dictionary? Did I go back and put it in the wall? I don't remember doing that. Oh good, here we are again. Right, what I might do is be additionally verbally discreet, if you don't mind. I'm sure that you don't. I'm sure you're all sick of listening to me by this point. Yes, I might return the way that we originally came, which I think we made 2 right turns. Gideon, don't do that, you frightened me, you beast. We'll know if we're in the right place, because the vent will be missing, yes. Goodness. This is the first game that's actually had linear mechanics, and that I have wanted to make use of the linear mechanics. However, I must say it's rather frustrating, the fact that I can only lean. You run! 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 Bloody hell. Oh my giddy aunt. Whew. This game doesn't muck about. This game is really rather unnerving, and I really rather like it for that. Okay, let's keep wandering down here for the rest of the forever of always. Why do I feel like I'm getting sent back every time that happens? Let me try going this way instead. Where am I? I don't know. Am I close to our red-faced, vicious librarian? Perhaps yes, perhaps no. Perhaps I should use the battery. Thank you. Right, there must be a book chute somewhere. Maybe it's a line of sight thing with him. Looks like as long as he can't see me, he won't chase me. I peek. I peek. Something bright and yellow over there, but I don't know what it is. Oh, bollocks. Oh, bollocks. Run! Please tell me there's a... If you could not be quite so tardy when you're murdering me, I'm sure we'd all be highly appreciative of that fact. I don't seem to be doing very well at this. It's rather difficult, for the main reason that I can't for the life of me figure out how under the sun I'm supposed to get away from this chap without getting into a vent, of which there don't seem to be very many. Yes, I'm getting a little sick of listening to this noise. If you'd kindly shut up, we'd all be very happy about that fact. Right, oh my giddy aunt. I think I need to take a minute, right? I'm just going to take a few seconds, if you don't mind, and just sort of sit quietly here and think about my life choices that have brought me to this moment. If that isn't anything that you'll object to. Right, well, when he gets done murdering me in a minute... that's better. I will alert you to the fact that I think I figured out how his gameplay mechanic works. He seems to be a sound-based enemy, which seems perfectly reasonable, given there's whoopee cushions and broken glass all over the floor. Now, this is going to be difficult for two reasons. Why is the phone ringing again? It's like you've died so many times, we're going to ring you up and give you a hint. That would be appreciated. Let me shut up so I can hear it this time. Quiet or he'll hear you. Right. I begin to understand how this works now. Perhaps they said that before. Perhaps I didn't hear it because I was too busy rambling on about rubbish. I feel like the balloons, if they hit you, are most likely to make a popping noise. That seems vaguely reasonable. And the whoopee cushions and the broken glass are all things that produce sound. So he seems to be a sound-based enemy, and in order to avoid him, you need to shut up. And this is very difficult for me for two reasons. One, I have an irrepressible compulsion to yammer on about incoherent rubbish, as you may have noticed within the past 3 years of me doing this. The other problem, of course, is that I'm not playing this with headphones. So, the sound from the game is, of course, being very likely picked up by the microphone. Thank you, for goodness sake. Which means the only way that I can really play this quietly is A, to shut up, and B, to turn my speakers off so that no second-hand sound is picked up. Which means I have to sort of play the game completely with no sound on, because he, of course, makes a lot of noise when he gets close to you, which means the noise that he makes gets picked up by the microphone, and then he'll detect me and he'll come and kill me. So that's not exactly cheery and peachy, but we will see how we get along. I'd much rather do this on a basis of I'd much rather do this on a basis of hiding in the vents than turning the sound off. But if I have to do it that way, then I will. We'll just have to do a jump cut while we do that, because of course... We'll just have to do a jump cut while we do that, of course, because, he's doing a squat, and he seems to have the vent stuck in his groin. So that's positively chipper and charming, isn't it? I'm gonna give him a minute to simmer down, I think. What book is... Oh no, I didn't find a book in there, did I? My giddy aunt. This is actually quite scary and tense, for no other reason than he's so bloody loud. So, yes, I feel as if... Yep. I feel as if this game has been designed for a player base who's wearing headphones. Which isn't I, but never mind. Give me a minute. I shall see what I can do. Right, I found a sort of solution that I think is going to work for this, because I don't think I can win this purely by just turning the sound off, because then if I do that, I can't hear him. So what I'm going to have to do is get some old earphones that I used to use at university, which have been sitting in a drawer for several months, and plug those into the speakers in order to be able to hear him, but not let him hear me. But I had to die on purpose there, because I was stuck in a vent and I couldn't get out of it, because every time I stepped out of either side of the vent he just ran straight towards me, so I'm not entirely sure what went wrong with that. But give me a minute, I'm going to see if these knackered old earphones, which are tied in a horrific knot, and one of them is broken, but other than that they are going to work tremendously, and perhaps they are going to allow me to do this. So we will see what I can achieve. Well, that sort of worked. At least we found out what the egg timers used for their lures for getting him away from you, though it seems like any amount of noise you make, even me just pressing the keys on the keyboard, is enough in order to trigger him and make him kill me. So this is going to be a really bloody difficult thing to win, but I'll keep trying. I'm not defeated yet. Right. I have... Oh, hello. Oh, my giddy aunt. Okay, through here. Finally. My giddy aunt. Right, how the hell do I get through here? Right, hang on. Let me take this stupid earphone thing out. Right, there we are. That's better. Okay, my giddy aunt. That was a lot more complicated than I thought. So, it would seem that the little microphone symbol in the upper right, which bounces with certain bars, is actually not just an indicator of your microphone. I think it might be affected by your microphone. Although saying that, I'm standing completely still and it's not bouncing around at all. Although, and I've just realised, of course, why that's the case now. So, essentially I had to do two things. One, is crouch, because that's to reduce the amount of noise you make, and move very slowly as best you can, and don't turn your light on or change the batteries much, because those things also seem to make noise. What I also did was I went into the settings and I changed which microphone it was tapping into a thing that's left over from when I was setting up OBS years ago, which doesn't even actually get connected to a real microphone. So I kind of cheated in that regard, so now it's not actually picking up this microphone in front of me, because it was picking up the clicking of the keys on the keyboard and was killing me every time, so it was driving me slightly mad. But I think we might possibly have defeated it, and we can get to the next floor. And for this, I cannot express to you how grateful I am. Why don't we kick it all the way up to level 6? Oh my giddy god, that took a very long time. It was better designed than I realised, and more intricate, but it really did drive me insane trying to do that for a while, but never mind. We survived, and now our shoes are damp. The bathrooms. We played a video game called that some time ago, if I remember correctly. Oh my giddy aunt, I should probably get a fresh battery thinking about it. Alright, so I thought we've already been through the bathrooms. I thought that's how we accessed this elevator that took us here, but no, apparently not. Okay, well, let's hope and pray that we are finished with that irritating sound-based enemy, and that we'll deal with something else that's more line of sight or something else, something that doesn't involve noise, because that was it's very difficult for me to stay shushed. So yeah, that was just a little bit frustrating, but quite well designed with the the whoopee cushions and the balloons. Bizarre things to say, but things were genuinely quite cleverly designed in order to make things Good afternoon. I appear to have been kissed. Well, that's lovely. That's certainly more successful. Certainly more success than I was predicting out of this Saturday evening. My giddy aunt. Alright, I don't know how we escape from... perhaps by going through the exit signs. That would be lovely, wouldn't it? Presumably, yeah, we just follow these exit signs. But this seems more like a maze level, if you ask me. Yes, I don't quite know how to deal with this this new enemy, of course. I don't know whether it'll just be a case of running away from him, or the toilets being on the ceiling, which is a bit frickin' weird, if you ask me. I mean, that requires a level of projection, a level of, that I simply don't possess. Sorry if that disappoints you, but that's beyond my physical capacity. This looks interesting. This also looks like an exit, which is lovely. What the hell? How the hell does this work?
Maybe there's a way to raise the water level.
Oh, for goodness sake, I knew it couldn't be that easy. But I really wanted it to be that easy, but sadly it wasn't. Alright, so we found the exit. We just need to find like some valves or something in order to increase the amount of water in this place. So, it's not just our shoes that are all wet, it is also our knees. Right, let's do this. There we are. Let's see how much higher that brings it. Not much, which means we probably need loads of these valves. But we'll see what happens. Here's someone trumping about. I'm just hiding in this little corridor. Maybe sensitive to light or something? That would be a interesting departure from what we had before, because of course we had the doll. Oh no, saying that, I said to come up to like knee level. What the hell? Can I? Oh, I actually can't crouch at the moment. That's interesting. Okay, it's come up. It must have come up high enough now. It's as high as the sinks, for crying out loud. See if I can work my way back to wherever the hell it was I was before. Through here? Yes. Well, this was a short level, and of that I'm grateful, because we've reached more than enough footage. Quite enough, I don't really need any more of this. Are there actually 6 levels? In which case we're going to be here a hell of a lot longer than I thought we were going to be. But, oh my giddy aunt. The dark room. Dark, because I've smashed my face and destroyed my eyes from bashing my face with the door frame all the time. Lovely. Right, when you say dark room, presumably you mean the lights don't work. No, they do. They were only momentarily dark. Interesting. Please forgive my horrific hiccups. What's all this about?
If I step in there, I'll get fried. I need to cut the power off somehow.
Oh, interesting. Interesting. So it seems in each level there's a little objective that you have to do, and an enemy that you must avoid. Interesting. This is going to consume quite a lot of batteries, I imagine, going through this, but we will see what happens. So, if I had to guess, I'd say that we're not going that way, because it makes a funny noise. I would say that this is probably a light-based enemy. Not sure what all the hell this is about. I think I'm just going to get in here and hide for a few hours. Would you get out of the way, you stupid thing? Yeah, I'm going to guess this is a light-based enemy. Not like the first enemy, where you had to be in darkness in order to protect yourself. I'm going to guess this is actually an enemy where you have to be in the light to protect yourself, which means turning on the lights and using your flashlight, which of course is going to consume your batteries, which are a finite resource. And further, Gideont. All of my maternal relations are very wobbly today. No, I'm this looks interesting. Who opened this door? I don't know. I still haven't seen this bloody enemy that I'm supposed to be really scared of. Well, there he is. Hello. Well, we know he can kill me, but I think we could have assumed that, judging off the trend that we saw of the last 6 of these twits. Right. Yeah, I'm going to assume it's light that he needs in order to stop him. Otherwise, because the reason I think that is that it would help to have all the lights on, right? So that when it's light, he is weakened, presumably, or slowed down, or killed, or whatever. Is the light switch button? Yes, it is. The thing, of course, is when we shut the power off for this floor, the lights in here are going to go out. So that's going to make him stronger, presumably. The question is where the hell he is. What's this? It's a tape. Can we watch it? What can we learn?
Welcome to the ARC training program. Our goal is to equip you with the knowledge and skills necessary to safely navigate the anomalous dimension known as the Lambda superstructure.
Thank you.
As you may know, ARC is dedicated to exploring and mapping out the Lambda superstructure.
Oh, I didn't know that.
This dimension can be a challenging environment, and it's important to be aware of the signs that indicate the presence of entities.
That's why you die.
If you encounter flickering lights, be aware that this may indicate the presence of an entity. In these situations, it's important to remain
Call the electrician, yes.
to ensure your safety. If you find yourself in a dark environment, be aware that this may also indicate the presence of an entity. It's important to always have a source of light with you, and to remain focused and alert.
If only I wasn't so tired, I might be able to do that.
It's important to be
Shush.
cautious.
Yes, I think I've learned quite enough, thank you. I get the gist of it. I get the gist of it. You're trying to provide me with information, and I couldn't care less about it, even though it'd probably save my bloody life. Right then. Alright then. I think we'll muddle through. It seems like I've defeated all the...
Best of luck in your journey. Stay safe.
Thank you.
And always be prepared.
Shut up. Yes, I seem to have defeated all the other enemies through my own version of trial and error, so, or trial and improvement, as apparently we have to call it these days, so that we don't offend people for crying out loud. Also, what's with this bizarre combination of crescent moons and anchors? Is there some bizarre new form of tattoo? I don't know. Due dates are closer than they appear. Yes, like things in the wing mirrors. Anyway, there's got to be like a breaker box somewhere, like a janitor's closet with a breaker box in it, so that I can, here you can have conferences. Yes, if you don't want to speak to anyone else at the conference, which frankly is every conference, but that isn't the point. Yeah, there's got to be like a janitor's room or something, or a maintenance closet or something that's got a, it's got the breaker in it that'll allow me to turn the power back on, or maybe we need to find some fuses or something. That seems indie horror gamey, if that is in fact a term. The hell was that? I don't know, but I didn't like it. I should probably replace my battery. Also wonder about these. How do these work? Oh, you can drop them to create a stationary source of light. Ah, interesting. Interesting. Right. What the hell is that? There's something moving toward me, except I can't quite see it half the time. Right. I'm pretty convinced that light is going to save my arse here. Oh, not you again, for goodness sake. You're the last person I need to bloody deal with this afternoon. Oh, of course, and that charming fellow can open doors, can't he? Yes, what a massive pain in the arse this is going to turn into. Now would be a really good time to replace your battery, Phil, now that I think about this for more than 6 seconds. Okay, this is interesting, but also rather difficult. My kitty aunt. I like this game, I do. It's varied and it's interesting. I'm not entirely sure why it isn't just rolling with an SCP thing, possibly because it just doesn't want to be clumped in with all the other crap SCP games which are out there, because goodness knows there's a hell of a lot of SCP games, and the vast majority of them are utterly rubbish. So perhaps it wanted to avoid the name for that, or it wants to avoid being accused of trying to cash in, all of which are quite understandable things for it to want to avoid. But it does certainly seem like it's going for a very similar sort of setup, I suppose, so a similar sort of narrative. So yes, it's a bit of a devil in the deep blue sea situation here. If they do go with it, then it becomes too obvious, and if they don't go with it, then people question why. You are going to be such a massive pain in my bum. Where is this enemy? I don't know. I need to get her away from all the places where she's being a pain in my arse, which is kind of everywhere. Right, what I'm going to try and do is lock her in a room that I don't need to be in, at least for a while. That way I can just kind of leave her shut behind a door, hope that the other dude doesn't open the door, and forget about her for a while. God, why are there no bloody light switches in these corridors, for goodness sake? Oh, the door's been knocked off. That's interesting. Okay. Let's just try and relax and breathe, because getting tense about this isn't going to help anybody. Aha. This looks like exactly what I need. Right, we have to go downstairs. I mean, we did have to go downstairs to find the first breaker box, so I guess this makes sense. Goodness, the cycle is complete. I keep thinking this is,
That means all the lights are gonna be off.
Yeah. I keep thinking these are big pieces of pizza, but they never are. Right then! Hold on to your hats! I am going to try and do this as expeditiously as I can, because of course there's no bloody way I'm going to survive in here very long if I'm not careful. And I also should have made a note of where the hell I came from, which I think was over here, but I'm not wholly sure. So yeah, the only source of light I've got at the moment that's keeping me safe is my flashlight, which of course isn't exactly omnidirectional. But with a little bit of luck, and a knocked over baby, we might just about bloody survive this. If I can only remember where under the sun I left the bloody swimming pool. My giddy aunt. That was tense. Be sure to try custom made for an even bigger challenge. How about I don't do that and I go and calm down a little bit, given you've just shaved about 6 years of my life expectancy? Oh my giddy aunt. Okay, that was varied and quite creative and quite nicely done. It's a bit of a shame that we didn't get a little bit more understanding of how the enemy worked. The main enemy, that is, not the little doll sidekick there. But that was quite good. That was quite good. I can't even remember if I told you that this is a demo or not. It is, obviously. It's an early access thing. I think it's about something like 0.2 at the moment. But that presumably means that they will continue to expand upon it in the future with more levels and more baddies and more features and all sorts. So, yeah, that seems very interesting and quite enjoyable and obviously quite spooky and quite well thought out and a little bit different from the other sort of stuff that you see every hither and thither. So that was rather good and I rather enjoyed it. Can I... Now what are you doing? I can't do any more. I need to go and have a cup of tea. I need to relax. Oh, thank goodness for that. Oh, my giddy aunt. Yes, this is quite good, and I quite like it. So, presumably each layout of the floor is randomized, but not the order in which you encounter the enemies. At least I assume. Maybe that is also randomized. I don't know. It'd be quite nice if there were quite a large number of different enemies, like, I don't know, like a dozen different enemy types, and then whenever you play a level, there's like 4 levels you have to go through, and it randomly picks a couple of different enemies each time, so that you get a different combination of baddies to deal with, perhaps. So, yeah, that could be quite interesting. Also quite interesting would be an idea if they had, like, later levels that have multiple enemies in them at the same time. So, like, you had to move around quite slowly and quietly in order to get away from the jumpsuit-wearing librarian, but then you also have to maintain your light quite carefully in order to fight the final enemy that we saw, the darkness enemy. So perhaps combining them could also be a way to mix things up a little bit. I don't know. I don't know the first thing about game design, despite the fact that I spend the end of every video yammering on about it. So that's nice, isn't it? That was the classrooms. That was quite good, quite enjoyable, quite spooky, which is all the things that I could ever ask for out of a game, and I rather enjoyed it, and I hope you did as well. So thank you very much for joining me this evening, ladies and gentlemen. Look after each other, and good night.